What if you scribbled an idea on a napkin and it became a limitless scale tech company poised for exit? What if you had a vision of eliminating an inefficiency in your community, industry, or the world, and you had a chance to co-found a company and bring this product or service to the market? What if we could positively impact every social issue with tech? 10x Tech Tank is the #1 daily show for everything tech entrepreneurship. And whether you are technical or not, you will learn, be inspired, and witness transformation in the making. People will share tech ideas on napkins. People will showcase minimum viable tech products. People will explain their cash-flowing tech companies looking for acceleration. And if the person is right, and their idea is right, and the market is right, and the business model is right, then there's a great chance you will witness some serious magic. We are on a mission to build, scale, and sell 10,000 tech companies in 10 years. And we invite you to make history with us. Together, we achieve more.
Welcome to 10x Tech Tank. I am Yellin with
Eric Nowoslawki.
Yes, ready for it. I love when you're ready in the tank, and I love when you're ready in the tank. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. We don't know what we're about to see, but we know it's going to be exciting. We know it's going to be exciting because people from around the world are showing up with their dreams. They're showing up with their tech ideas. And it's so interesting. We were at an event recently, and we went around. There was like 300 people there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I asked people to raise their hand if they had a tech idea. And
The whole room,
right? Like
yeah.
literally almost every, and in almost every room we're in, people are raising their hands. And usually when you start talking to them, they're like, what do you think of this one? Well, I got another one here. I got another one here. They have many ideas. And I have to imagine that you have many ideas as well. But most people, they just don't take themselves seriously enough. They don't believe that they can. They're not technical. They don't have the resources. They were told to play it safe. And we're here to tell you to ignore all of that and to watch this episode tonight. And when you feel called to share your idea, we invite you to do it. We invite you to head over immediately to pitch10x.com and submit your tech idea. Allow our team to review it, and maybe you'll get invited to the tank. Because when you come to the tank, it's a safe place. We want to say yes. And what we're going to say yes to is when the right person shows up with the right idea in the right market and the right business model. And when those things are present, we're going to say yes, let's move into due diligence. So as you're watching, please support us. Help us. And in the comments below, let us know which ideas you love. Which ones do you stand for? And also, which ones do you stand against? Politely, obviously. So you can influence our decision as to whether or not we move forward with due diligence. So with that, let's see. Who's the first entrepreneur joining us in the tank?
This is the great secret of my life. The thing that has made me is one word. Dude, this thing is so big. It's about the 10X movement.
The 10X movement had really improved my life dramatically.
Now I'm a millionaire because of it.
Our business was at $2 million. This year we're on projection to do $25 million.
Our revenue went up 29%.
We've already got our tickets for next year as well.
Before we even started, I could go home right now and I got my money's worth.
That's why I come to GrowthCon, and I'll always come to GrowthCon.
10X means a lot to me. 10X, like I told you, is just the beginning. 10 times more power to help those that need it the most. 10 times more power to motivate and inspire those out there. Give him a 10X!
With other people witnessing what's happening with us, is like chains are being broken from families everywhere.
I'm gonna tell you, 10X, it was a lifesaver, a life changer for me. And just because of what it's done for my family and what it's done for me.
And this is where people get stuck, and that's why we do the 10X Growth Conference, to get you out of comfort, to get you out of comparing yourself to somebody in Pakistan that has nothing. We want to make this a big event for you. Our goal is to change your lives. Welcome to your 10X Growth Conference.
All right, we are back in the tank from commercial break, and we have another entrepreneur. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, guys. I'm Stefan, and I'm calling from Varna, Bulgaria.
Awesome.
Bulgaria. Great.
Thank you for calling in. You have 5 minutes. Stefan, please share your big tech idea.
Of course. Let me just share my screen. Everything okay?
Yeah, you're perfect.
Perfect. So you guys and probably everyone else on this panel is on social media pretty much daily, right? So have you had situations when you were presented with content that you did not want to see? Instead, what if you could have seen an account, initiative, or a problem that could have literally changed your life, but you missed it or just didn't scroll down to it because of unwanted content and spam? And so these are exactly the problems: unwanted content, online bots, and the spam they generate. Now, this is the problem visualized. Imagine you open social media and you are quite frankly blasted with content and ads and messages, many of which you simply don't wish to see. Promises for riches, weight loss programs, you name it. So you can ignore all of this noise, of course, but for how long? This is also especially problematic for people that are looking to reach out and do business with other like-minded people. And so this is the opportunity in front of us. By the end of the previous year, there were 4.5 billion total social media users, which are annually growing by 13%. And by virtue of that, even more unwanted content and spam will be created. Make sense? But why is this a problem, you may ask? Well, what do we expect from technology? We expect our life to be made easier, our tasks, and work faster. In short, gain some of our time back, right? But what have we recently experienced? Our time and attention wasted because of spam and content, much of which we simply don't wish to see. So this brings us to the solution: a browser extension that can find any specific word, phrase, symbol, or a number or a character, and then simply flag, blur, or hide it or black it out, as well as the post or the message of which it is a part of. Okay, and this goes for all content on the page. So this is a quick study that I did, going from left to right. 80% of participants are social media daily. 2/3 of them agree there is a need for such tool that minimizes unwanted content, and almost 90% are ready to sign up for a monthly recurring $5 payment. Okay, and even if we reach 1/100 of the growing market, that equates to quite a few users, as you can see, and you can do the math there. So this is a quick demo that my developer sent me, and yes, it is in real time. So here you can see, if I can stop it. So the first example was when the entire post is blurred, and here we have one more when the post is just flagged or marked. So the competition and why my idea is 10 times better. Now, for reference, this is the biggest similar extension right here. So first off, that extension is only optimized from its inception just for Twitter. My idea will reach out much further than that. Secondly, it is limited to Safari 13 only. Next, it is mostly used as an ad and element broker. It cannot mark or highlight user-specific inputs. And finally, there are no earnable incentives for the user. My idea covers all of the above. Now, why is this a valuable proposition, you may ask? Well, in order to answer this, we can have a quick look at the value equation. It has numerators which we want to increase because they add value, and denominators which we want to minimize as much as possible. Now, the dream outcome for users on all social media is entertainment or work, but no unwanted content. The tool can help with that. Secondly, if users feel understood and are presented with testimonials, the perceived likelihood of achievement is high, and thus they will be willing to make a purchase. The tool covers that as well. So now the denominators, which we want to reduce them as much as possible. First one is time delay. This refers to how fast we experience the service we just bought. With the extension, it is less than 5 minutes. And finally, there is no sacrifice for the user because he does not have to change any of his habits. And as far as effort goes, he simply has to input or select the phrases that he does not wish to see. Because the extension covers all 4 areas, the result is infinite value for the user. Okay? Now, real quick, why would the tool succeed? Well, firstly, as we know, the market is growing by 13% per year, as we saw. Secondly, users can afford this value creator tool, as we saw from the study. Thirdly, everyone on social media can benefit from this tool, and that makes them easy to target. And last but not least, users are in pain. Remember, they're seeing unwanted content, which wastes time. And because of this, the tool will succeed, in my mind, at least. Quickly on to monetization. The free plan will have limited features and slower customer support, as you can see, while the premium plan will offer all of the benefits, as well as much faster customer support. Now, I have laid out a few 2022 milestones, as you can see, but with a 10x boost, much bigger disruption awaits. So a quick slide on how it works. The extension continuously scans through the DOM, the document object model, for user-specific words, and then it does its magic, so to speak, on them or on the entire post that they are a part of. Thank you.
Awesome job. Congratulations. You can stop sharing your screen now.
Yep, I'm just trying to get to Zoom.
Cool. So where are you in the process right now of this? How How much of this is done? How much of this is an idea? Speak into that.
Yeah, sure. So as of now, it's just a one-man show. I have talked with a couple of developers, and one of them really seems to be interested in the project. And he has a lot of experience, a lot of years just in creating web extensions.
And how do you, forget about 10X for a moment. Today we talk about 10X will help scale faster. How do you reach people and get them to adopt this as a tool for their life and business?
Yeah, sure. So that's a valid question. And for quite some time now, as we know, working from home has been the new norm for many companies. And for a multitude of them, that's actually a better proposition for both sides, so to speak. But that requires, and in most cases even implies, working from a PC or from a laptop. And because of that, I see that many people will be moving on to those platforms more and more as we go forward. And because of that, also the extension can be tweaked to work for different websites. So the applications for it are various, not just social media.
So could I ask why a browser extension when most people are looking at social media on their phones?
Yeah, sure. So at first, when I started, I didn't really find extensions that worked on phones. After some research, I found that Kiwi browser can work for Android phones. And as far as I know, and as far as my developer has let me to know, there is a lot of restriction on iPhones, but it's still something can be done. But I have to talk with him a little bit about that. A little bit more about that.
So it won't be able to block things like on the Twitter app on your phone?
For now, no. But I just have to talk with my guy. If we use the Kiwi browser, which is mainly for Android phone, he says that it can work.
Well, yeah. So now also in your revenue model, you were talking about like you had the freemium model and then the premium model. In the freemium, there was limited credits, and then in the premium, there was unlimited credits. What credits are you giving?
Sure, yeah. So let's take, for example, Jared is a user for 1 or 2 weeks, doesn't really matter how much. And he has already inputted words that he wishes to share with everyone else. And so, for example, if you, Eric, come onto the platform as a new user and you select those words, some kind of credits or some amount of credits will be accredited to Jared. And after that, he can use them for other features or maybe for his premium plan as a payment option. That's just one idea.
Got it. Any other questions?
No, I don't think so.
It's a simple solution. We like simple solutions.
Yeah.
So that's one thing we look for is if you can explain it in one sentence, then there's a good chance it's easy to build. And if it takes a long time to explain it, it's going to take a long time. And that sounds really obvious, but it's a simple solution, trying to find a way to suppress certain content and words and things of that nature that are on social. And I'm sure many people have that challenge, as you've seen. Let's see what our audience thinks. What are your thoughts on this extension? What are your thoughts on integrating this into your life, into your business? Should we move forward in due diligence? What are you thinking?
So I think that this is, well, first of all, I love how simple it is because, you know, we love simple solutions and we got it, right? Like immediately it was like, okay, you're going to do this.
We were going to stop you like when you were presenting, like, we got it.
It's totally fine. So I'm going to put it out there that I'm going to be a yes for due diligence. However, I actually think you're making the wrong move going to Twitter first. I think what we need to do is use this software to help people focus more. So block things. So the hateful speech stuff and all that spam and everything, that's fine. But what if we could market this to busy professionals to, if they go to YouTube, all the videos are blocked out so they don't get distracted because YouTube is made as like a casino of distraction, right? And so if they go to, you know, a news site, that all of the things get blocked out because then they're not going to get distracted. I would sell this more as a focus rather than like getting away from spammy words. So I'm a yes on due diligence. I love the way you presented it. It was very matter of fact, and I really appreciated that. But I would probably want to look at changing the market.
Yeah, so I'm a yes too. I it's kind of what I was saying before. Like we are striving to find people solving potentially complex challenges, but with really simple solutions, like really simple, eloquent solutions. And you did that. So I want to commend you for that. It was also a great presentation, the way that you flowed through quite a bit in a very short period of time. And I'm absolutely intrigued. I'm intrigued about the problem and also the way that you position the solution. I'm a yes to go into due diligence. Congratulations. And we appreciate you coming to the tank. All right. After commercial break, we'll have another entrepreneur in the tank.
Blueprinted is the place where you can go in and put those steps in there and then be able to impact the world and monetize on that by having a marketplace in the community that we're developing for you in Blueprinted.
So we've created the app for any expert to be able to come in and put their steps, their exact steps to success in our app and put it on a marketplace where people can go and buy their steps to any success.
We are back in the tank with another entrepreneur. What is your name and where you're calling from?
Greensboro, North Carolina.
What's your name?
Alfonso Mabry.
Awesome. Well, we're excited to have you. You have 5 minutes. Please share your big tech idea.
Oh, I just want to say, by the way, real quick before we start, I want to do that 1 minute thing that you have. You know what I'm talking about, where you calculate for a minute. And these are really great right here.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you.
Ready?
I'm ready for you, man. Let's do it.
All right. The Rich Family Reform Correction, Inc. is a tech day trading institution for inmates that provides housing upon release. What is our moonshot goal? It's selling a fixed profit prison chain model back to the federal government that's going to be valued at $28,757,336,112,062. But we're going to sell it for them at a discount for $17,252,448,777,124.11. And what's going to happen is this: the government in the day of 10/17 year 2040, right? Our president is going to pass a prison reform bill that's going to fix the 13th Amendment, the Reagan administration, and the Clinton administration 1994 crime bill. And I'll be known to the world as a man that's going to solve mass incarceration in America. Now, what is the problem and efficiency problem with our solution? What's going on with the problem? Is solving mass incarceration in America first is the reason that the gun violence is at an all-time high in America. Due to the 1994 crime bill that focused on putting crack dealers in jail when there's two sides to substance abuse. That's Jay-Z now. It's unnecessarily costing our country $200 billion+ annually and swept out a whole generation of leaders. We must rebuild for the 21st century. There are currently 6 million people in the system. 1 out of 3 are Black and Latino, and 1 out of 17 are white. What is your solution to this problem? Financial education, real income opportunities while in prison, 3, real housing opportunities upon release, 4, mental health, and I want to sell 25% equity of my company for $191,329,370,500. Have you heard enough to make a decision?
Yes, I love it. Where did all this come from? What's the motivation here for you?
Well, just understanding my upbringing and watching the 13th Amendment, it all made sense now how basically individuals not intentionally try to basically break into a way of crime or do a way of crime, but it's just become a normal lifestyle. And it's not because you do it because you want to do it. You do it because you're just trying to make money. Just really simple.
So I think I'm missing a little bit of your solution. So how are you going to take a person who's incarcerated, and then as they get out, they're going to get housing? Like, what is the solution? How are you going to get them into housing?
That's a good question. Well, basically, when you look at how the market, like when you look at like the stock market and everything like that, I understand that apartment units are basically can be publicly traded. So basically, I'm a C corporation. So I'm able to raise money from shareholders. I want to purchase apartment units, part as the package deal. Because when a person is incarcerated, it's kind of like 2 fears, man. It's actually worse than actually going in. It's being released because you don't really know where you're going to go. So with us being able to have apartment units or being able to connect with individuals who saying like, you know what, they went through your reform facility. They got a whole different mindset. Yes, they can have the opportunity to participate, to live in our unit, like part of prison reform.
So how does this become financially viable? Like, how does this solution make money so that it can do all the good that you want it to do in the world?
Good question. Well, basically, we make money. Let me go there real quick. We have several different ways we're going to make money outside of the normal ways that the facilities normally make money. We're a trading institution for inmates. So we're focused on the skill sets that's going to be for the 21st century. Currently, right now, when you're in prison, their trade skills is old and outdated. It's not really going to set you up for success. So we're trading cryptocurrency. right? We're trading stock options. Number one, I'm real passionate about stock options because I know for a fact stock options has been around. Stocks has been around just as long as prison has, right? And then of course the inmates will be mining cryptocurrency and NFTs, along with our intellectual properties that'll be created. I want to do an 80-20 split. Then of course, your same way, like, government contracts, etc.
What's your background? What's your skill set? What's your background?
I mean, I'm just a salesman. Like, I'm in sales. My background is sales basically most of my life.
Cool. And how far along are you with this? Other than the pitch, how far along are you with this idea?
I have multiple organized plans, and I'm just incorporated. That's all.
So then with the trading platform, so you also said that the people will be mining crypto and NFTs. What exactly do you mean by that?
Well, basically, like I'm looking like with the cryptocurrency right now. I know they do a lot of tech royalties, and see, I understand that cash flow is the most powerful financial concept in the world. So we want to give individuals the opportunity as they're just not only just flipping, for our institution, but at the same time they also investing for some longevity, like where they can have some residual income. So if they decide to take, like, for example, when you go to college, you may have to take 2 classes that's mandatory. Same thing. Trading stock options is mandatory, and also cryptocurrency. You dig what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Let's see what our audience thinks. What do you think about us moving forward with Alfonso here with regards to his idea? Obviously, big moonshot, massive impact. What are your thoughts? Should we say yes to due diligence? Eric, what are you thinking?
So I think that you've clearly identified a problem, and this is a very important problem that needs to be solved. And there are a lot of people trying to solve this problem, and they haven't quite gotten there. I'm not quite seeing how all of this would tie together to really fix this problem. There's a lot of government intervention that you'd have to get through, a lot of red tape that you'd have to get through. There's already a lot of nonprofits who are trying to do work like that. And then also the valuations and things like that as well are also, incredibly high. So for that reason, I would be out for now.
So I'll tell you where I stand. I love your passion. I mean, your passion is off the chart. You can feel it through Zoom here. And I love the intentionality around this too, like where all of this came from has a ton of meaning for you. With regards to the idea, I'm a no, because I'm just not truly clear on the solution. And if we're not clear on the solution in the pitch, there's no way that we can move forward to due diligence. In addition, the numbers they're just so over the top. And maybe that was intentional to give us a pattern interrupt, but they're so over the top that it's hard to even fathom how to go from idea on pitch deck to $28 trillion company. So for that reason, I'm out, but I love your energy. Stay on fire, man. And I wish you nothing but the best. All right. After commercial break, we'll have another entrepreneur in the tank.
This is the great secret of my life. The thing that has made me is one word. Dude, this thing is so big. It's about the 10X movement.
The 10X movement had really improved my life dramatically.
Now I'm a millionaire because of it.
Our business was at $2 million. This year we're on projection to do $25 million.
Our revenue went up 29%.
We've already got our tickets for next year as well.
Before we even started, I could go home right now and I got my money's worth.
That's why I come to GrowthCon, and I'll always come to GrowthCon.
10X means a lot to me. 10X, like I told you, is just the beginning. 10 times more power to help those that need it the most. 10 times more power to motivate and inspire those out there. Give him a 10X!
With other people witnessing what's happening with us, is chains are being broken from families everywhere.
I'm going to tell you, 10X, it was a lifesaver, a life changer for me. And just because of what it's done for my family and what it's done for me.
And this is where people get stuck, and that's why we do the 10X Growth Conference, to get you out of comfort, to get you out of comparing yourself to somebody in Pakistan that has nothing.
We want to make this a big event for you. Our goal is to change your lives. Welcome to your 10X Growth Conference.
There we have it. Another episode of The Tank. Entrepreneurs literally around the world sharing their ideas, sharing their goals, sharing their aspirations, and they're hoping to hear yes. Everybody that comes to The Tank wants to hear yes, and we want to say yes. Like, we want to say yes to every entrepreneur that pitches us their big idea, because we know it's their dream. But we're never going to say yes unless we see something. We need to see that it factor. We need to see the it factor in the entrepreneur. They just have that it. You just know they're going to make something happen. And we need to see the it factor with regard to their idea. If the idea is not going to solve a big enough problem in the world, or it's not an addressable market, we just can't say yes, because what we don't want to do is give anybody false hope. We don't want to give anyone false hope, because we will build, scale, and sell 10,000 tech companies over the next 10 years, and we're going for a 100% success rate. So there's a ton of due diligence that takes place, a ton of thought that goes into what are we going to say yes or no to. But this is the first step. The first step is to come to The Tank and to share the idea with us. In those 5 minutes, your hope and desire is that you prove you're the right person with an intriguing solution. And if that's what we experience, then we go into the next step. And the next step is due diligence, where we go really deep into the person and their idea and the market and the business model. I'm sharing this with you because as you're watching, maybe every night, or maybe tonight's your first night, I want you to have the courage to pitch us. Yes, I want you to be a spectator, but I want you to get on the field with us, because everybody has a tech idea, and you just never know if your idea is the one that's going to change an industry or a community or even the world. So my ask of you and my challenge to you is go to over right now, pitch10x.com, submit your idea, allow our team to review it, and if we see potential, you'll be in the tank with us. All right, thank you for your time, thank you for your commitment, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye for now.
Which napkin will become the next exit? Which MVP will evolve into a unicorn? Which cash-flowing tech company will reach the next level? Our hope and desire is that it's yours. Your idea, your MVP, your cash-flowing tech company. Now is your time. Head over to 10xincubator.com and submit your idea so that you get on the tank and give us the chance to transform your napkin into an exit. That's 10xincubator.com. That's 10xincubator.com. Let's go.